All right, so let's get this going. I don't have a particular idea to go on, so this is gonna be this is just gonna flow. So to think about things, what can you really talk about? Um, hmm. So I was talking about the Latin history along with Vlad the Impaler. Maybe we can talk a little bit after stuff that happened afterward. Now, the interesting thing is that Vlad the Impaler predates Hernan Cortez. Hernan Cortez was supposed to be born. I think Hernan Cortez was born around the time that Vlad was at his peak, or when he was active, or at the end of his reign. Um, I think Vlad was actually active from like 1450 to 1480, and Cortez was born in the 1480s or 90s or something like that. Or as far as what I saw, or I should be right about that. We know that, and I talked about how the conquistadors conquered Latin America, and I was hoping to kind of go on about what happened after that. So as far as I know, I believe the Reconquista was in the 1600s, maybe late 1600s. I'm not sure, maybe mid or late 1600s. So looking at it like this, you have this Islamic empire centered in Turkey, a very powerful force because they pretty much conquered. They conquered like all of well, quite a big part of the Middle East. Also North Africa they conquered. They conquered the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, which are holy cities to Islam. And they were getting very powerful, and they pretty much they wanted to expand into Europe. That was a bit of a problem, especially for the Pope and the Catholic and the Christian faith. The fact that after thousands of years of being Christian and studying Christianity, that they would be exploited by a foreign nation. Because let's face it, anyone who believes that Turkey was a honorable Islamic empire or something like that, you should do your research. You should find out that even Mecca and Medina was kicking back money to Turkey, because it's a big city Islamically. It gets a lot of Muslims visiting for homage and patronage and things like that. And the Turks were basically, if you had any idea how rich Constantinople became. Constantinople, by the way, became Istanbul, which is I think one of the largest. It's not the capital, but it's like the largest city in Turkey, the most richest city. If you had any idea how much wealth was in Istanbul, and they don't want to tell people how much wealth is in Istanbul. I'm not trying to exploit them or anything. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Just look at pictures and videos of Istanbul, and you'll understand how rich that city had become. It was already a rich city. It was a big Christian city called Constantinople. As Istanbul, they were getting kickbacks from every so-called Muslim country, from North Africa to the tip of the Middle East, even in parts of Europe. I mean, Bosnia became predominantly Muslim, if they weren't already. And yeah, Bosnian young boys were taken as slaves to serve in the army. Turkey took slaves from different occupied territories, like different nations that they occupied. They took slaves from there. They took their money and they kicked it all back to Istanbul. And Istanbul is crazy rich. And that's what nobody tells you. I believe that Istanbul, people like to rival Dubai. Dubai has all the modern structures, like a very tall tower and a large airport and the largest mall. But if we're talking about just like a wealthy city, Istanbul is way richer than Dubai and any Islamic country, period. Istanbul is the wealthiest Islamic country. The funny thing is that they're not even from there. The Turks were from Central Asia, and they moved where it is that, whatever the reason is, they moved to that land was Byzantine, and they took that over, right? And that became their capital city. Constantinople became Istanbul, right? That city is crazy rich because it was getting kickbacks from all the Muslim territories. Okay, for if they had expanded, into Europe, further into Europe, guess what would have happened? European countries would turn Islamic. They would have to study the Quran. They would have to, convert their churches to mosques, stop reading the Bible, read the Quran. And not only that, but get their men and women to be slaves in Ottoman Turkey, and for all their wealth and bonuses and profits to be kicked back to Turkey. So, I mean, this is obviously, I feel like the Pope, that wasn't the Pope. The Pope was more about religiousness and the fact that, that they didn't want to give up their traditions and their culture. So, he got these knights, and Vlad was one of the knights, was supposed to be the most successful knight against kind of discouraging the Ottoman Turks. Now, as far